Here again with another Breaking Bad, a Season 5 Part B episode review video. Before I get into that, though, pretty important if you aren't caught up to the point where I am in rewatching or watching Breaking Bad, or you're just not entirely sure, then you definitely need to take the initiative and pay attention to the episode's title, which of course I'll mention as well as put in the description if that happens to be the case. You found that you're not caught up, it would be my recommendation that you don't watch this video any further to avoid any potential spoilers. And for all of you out there that are wondering, I've seen Breaking Bad at least 8 times. This could even be my 10th time watching this show. So join me and the legendary Crazy Coffee Man in the comment section to discuss this awesome and amazing show. With that in mind, this will be Lucifer Season 5 Part B, Episode 11. The title of this episode is called Confessions. And this will be my review, reaction, recap after just finishing watching the episode. Todd has a smoke outside a cafe and our diner cafe and calls Mr. White, leaves a message about him and Declan having some differences of opinion. Just a heads up, there's a change in management. And then Todd tells Uncle Jack and his henchman, I can't remember his henchman's name, about the train heist. He tells them he had jumped off a moving train. Jack asks Todd if he feels good about cooking again, and Todd says, yeah. And Jack says, let's make some money then. Jack takes a piss and notices he has blood on his shoe from offing Declan and his crew, so that in real time just happened not too long ago. Hank comes in to talk with Jesse Pinkman, and Hank Jesse's kind of out of it, he's under the influence, obviously, of some drugs. And Jesse starts to pay attention when Hank says he knows his partner is my brother-in-law. He wants to help Jesse make all this go away. Hank tells Jesse, happy people don't go around throwing millions of dollars away. Hank tells Jesse who wants to put Walt away. He knows Jesse wants that. Saul Goodman comes in and in the interrogation room mentions Agent Schrader beat Jesse up the last time that they were alone. Saul's mad that Jesse didn't call him. Junior comes home and says Aunt Marie just called and wants him to come over. Walt doesn't want him going over there, of course, and Walt mentions there's a lump on his lung, and Walt wants him to stay positive. Walt says, why don't you go help with your Aunt Marie, and we'll talk about this later. Junior says, I'm staying. Hank tells Marie he didn't tell the folks at the DEA. Hank tells Marie he's not keeping anything from anyone. Don't tell me how to do my job. Skyler asks Walt, why are you sure about this? Or I should say, are you sure about this? And Walt says, this is the only way. And then Walt makes a confession tape. Hank and Marie have joined Walt and Skyler for dinner. This is, of course, out somewhere else, not at Walt and Skyler's or Hank and Marie's place. Walt thanks them for coming. Walt tells Hank and Marie to leave their children out of this, and Hank says he'll come to Walt's place, kick the door, and arrest him. Walt says that Hank has no evidence. Why are you trying to tear this family apart? And then Marie suggests that Walt kill himself. Maybe you could or should just go ahead and die then. Hank says he's not getting out that easy. And then Hank tells Walt to step up and be a man. There is no other option. And Walt gets up and then he slides a disc over to Hank. And then him and Skyler leave. On this disc, Walt says Hank is the bad guy. Wanted him to cook for him. Hank is Eisenberg. He took him on a ride along. Says Gus was Hank's business partner. Walt said he paid Hank's medical bills. Says the bomb that killed Hector Salamanca was built by him. Marie says he should get ahead of this and tell Raimi. And then Hank questions Walt paying $177. $177. That's not right. $177,000 towards his medical bills. And Marie tells Hank his insurance wouldn't cover it. Jesus Christ, Marie! I can't remember if that's exactly what he said, but that was what my initial thought was. Jesse and Saul are waiting out in the desert. Walt arrives, checks Saul's car for Hank's famous trackers that he likes to put. So my nose has to itch. Walt asks Jesse, what does he know? And Jesse says he knows you're Eisenberg. And then Walt tells Saul to go take a walk. Walt tells Jesse that it's time for a change. Leave all this behind. Saul knows a man that can change your identity and set you up with a new life. Walt says in a few years, this might all feel like a bad dream. And then Jesse says, for once, would you just stop working me? Me leaving town is all about you, 'cause your dickhead brother-in-law won't give up. It's either this or you'll kill me, the same way you killed Mike. And then Jesse is crying, and Walt goes over and gives him a hug. Walt quickly made it back to the car wash to work. Give this to your professional and have an A1 day. I still like it when Junior says it. It's just hilarious. And then Walt tells Skyler one of his dumb lies that it's obvious that he's saying bullshit. Walt's like, I've got chemo and I need you to take over the register. And Skyler's like, okay, whatever. Gomez comes into Hank's office wondering why Hank put his guys on Goodman's office, keeping their eye on Jesse Pinkman. Hank says he's going out for a while but has an appointment, and Hank says to reschedule it. Saul calls and asks for a dust filter for his Hoover vacuum model. 1 hour, he'll be there. Done. His fee is $125,000. Jesse lights up in Saul's office, which gets Saul pretty pissed and upset. Saul tells people some people are immune to good advice. I should have put Saul says some people are immune to good advice. Huell is going to drop Jesse off at the pickup spot, and then Saul gives Jesse a phone with a Hello Kitty case on it. This guy is punctual with a capital P. Jesse wants to go to Alaska, and then take care of Jesse. On Jesse's way out, Huell is able to snatch the dope that Jesse has and quickly grab it from his pocket and transfer it to his own. Jesse is at the pickup point, freaking out about his dope missing, and Jesse looks at his pack of cigarettes and realizes Huell was the one that swiped the pack with the ricin cigarette in it. As the red van pulls up to pick him up, obviously probably Ed, played by the late, great Robert Forster, Jesse's just standing there holding his pack of cigarettes, and then he walks off, and then the van leaves. So remember, with this guy, there's no second chance, allegedly, although there is a second chance in El Camino. So Jesse goes to Saul's office and starts beating the crap out of Saul Goodman, and then Jesse points a gun at Saul. You stole the rice and cigarette. That asshole Mr. White poisoned Brock, and you helped him. Tell me one more time to calm down. And then Jesse grabs Saul's keys and leaves. And then Saul calls Walt. Hey, it's me. We've got a big problem. Walt goes back to the car wash. Skyler's trying to give customers extra money in their transactions. And then Walt talks about the latch on the soda machine. It wasn't latching, so I'm going to go check it out. Okay. Obviously, Skyler knows that he's saying a line of bullshit. I would. And then Walt goes over to the non-Pepsi machine, stupid Coke products. That's where Walt's gun is at. And then Walt grabs the gun. It's frozen. And Skyler, he forgot to pick up a prescription. So he's going to head over to the drugstore. So it was chemo, then the latch on the soda machine, and I got to go pick up a prescription. Yeah. Jesse pulls up to the White residence and has a gas can with him, kicks open the door, and starts dumping gasoline all over the place. And that's what ends this episode of Breaking Bad. So pretty good stuff. My score of this episode is going to be an 8.7 out of 10. Character of the episode is going to be Jesse Pinkman. And my female character, well, I guess my characters of the episode, my male character is Jesse Pinkman. And then my female character, I'm going to give it to Marie. Because Skyler kind of played dumb in this episode, and Marie's told Walt, you should just kill yourself. So that takes balls to say that. So Marie, you get the character of the episode, even though I don't like you. Although you've been better in season 5 than you have been in previous season. So pretty good stuff. You've heard everything that I have to say. Now it's your turn. If you're a fan of Breaking Bad, Better Call Saul, or El Camino, a Breaking Bad movie, and you want to help me out with the YouTube algorithm, please consider Hulk smashing the like button. It does go a long way. And remember, Breaking Bad is not the only thing I cover on this channel. I have playlists with a lot of different stuff. UFC fight reactions, Lucifer reviews, UFC fight predictions, Dexter stuff, Walking Dead stuff. A lot of stuff. check out my different playlists. Share the video with a friend. Put this video on any one of your social media platforms. Don't forget to sound off in the comments section and talk to me and the legendary Crazy Coffee Man about the episode. What would you score this episode, and whom would be your male and female characters of the episode? Or if you just want to do one, that's fine. I would think Jesse would be that one. And then last but certainly not least, actually, before I say last but certainly not least, click right here for my Better Call Saul series finale review video, assuming that you've seen every single episode of Better Call Saul. And then last but certainly not least, don't forget to hit that sub button. You're watching the video anyway. Subscribe to the channel, join the team, show your damn support, and be a part of something special. And you never know what you're going to see on JDev TV.